Welcome to the Brain Alpha. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle a question that I know a lot of you are probably asking yourselves. Are you putting in all the work, grinding day in and day out, but the results just aren't matching the effort? Well, what if I told you the problem isn't your hustle? Seriously, it's not about working harder. The real issue, the thing that's actually holding you back, it's a lack of true recovery. And guess what? It all starts the night before. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll talk about why night matters most. Then, we'll get into the 6 ultimate routines. After that, 3 big mistakes to avoid. And finally, we'll wrap up with your new nightly mindset. Let's do this. Okay, section 1, why night matters most. We're all obsessed with our morning routines, but the truth is, a successful day doesn't actually start in the morning. It's built on the foundation you lay the night before. And look, this isn't just some random idea we're throwing out there. We're pulling from the absolute best in the field. People like Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford and Dr. Matthew Walker from UC Berkeley. These are the top minds in neuroscience and sleep. And they both say the same thing. Getting your sleep right is the single most effective thing you can do to reset your brain and body, period. Think about it this way. Your morning routine, that's all about action and output. It's go time. But your night routine, that's totally different. Its goal is recovery and input. It's about recharging your batteries and, get this, locking in everything you learned that day. It's a total game changer. Okay, so now that we know why it's so important, let's get into the how. Section 2, the 6 ultimate routines. This is your literal blueprint for a perfect night of sleep. So here they are, the 6 big steps. We're going to break each one down, don't worry. But just look at them for a second. It's a simple, structured system, right? No crazy stuff here. Just a clear path to better sleep. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. It's all about the timing. Think of it like a domino effect. First, finish your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. Why? Because you want your digestive system to be done working when you are. Simple. Then, about 90 to 120 minutes out, take a warm bath. That drop in your body temperature afterward is a huge signal to your brain that it's time for sleep. And that final hour, that's when the magic really happens. So, about an hour before bed, it's time to kill those bright overhead lights. Dr. Huberman makes a great point here. Our brains are hardwired to think light from above equals sunshine, which means stay awake. So you gotta switch to indirect warm lighting, something lower down. And if you want to be a real pro about it, red light is your best friend. It's basically the only color that doesn't mess with your melatonin production, which is that crucial sleep hormone. And at the same time, that last hour means it's time for a digital detox. Now, we've all heard about blue light, right? But here's the thing. The latest science says the real enemy is mental stimulation. Think about it. You're scrolling through social media, you see something that makes you angry, or a stressful work email pops up. Bam! That sends a jolt of adrenaline through your brain, and all that sleepiness you've been building up, gone, just like that. So what do you do in that hour instead? You switch to calm input. This is the perfect time to pick up a real book, listen to an audiobook, even read some manga. Anything that calms your mind. And the coolest part? This actually helps your brain lock in memories from the day. So you're not just relaxing, you're literally making yourself smarter while you wind down. Okay, last step, and this one is so easy. Right before you get into bed, just open a window for about 15 minutes. There was a study that found that airing out your room to lower the CO2 levels does wonders. We're talking better sleep quality, a better mood the next morning, and even sharper thinking all day. For just 15 minutes of fresh air. It's a no-brainer. All right, so we've covered what to do. Now let's flip it and talk about what not to do. Section 3 is all about the 3 biggest sleep killers. And honestly, avoiding these is probably the fastest way to see a huge improvement in your sleep, like tonight. So here are the big 3. Chugging water right before bed, having caffeine anytime after 2 p.m., and hitting a really intense workout too close to bedtime. Let's dig into why these are such a problem. First up, water. Now, hydration is super important, we all know that, but the timing is critical. See, after you've been up for about 10 hours, your kidneys kind of slow down. So if you down a huge glass of water right before you hit the hay, your body can't process it fast enough. And you know what that means? That dreaded 3 a.m. trip to the bathroom that just wrecks your deep sleep. So a good rule of thumb, keep it under 200 milliliters. That's about 7 ounces in that last hour. Okay, next up, caffeine. And this one fools a lot of people. Yeah, obviously you're not going to have an espresso right before bed, but the danger zone is way bigger than you think. Caffeine's half-life is anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. Just look at this. If you have a coffee at 1 p.m., half of that caffeine can still be bouncing around in your system at 9 p.m. That's crazy, right? That's why the hard rule from the experts is no caffeine after 2 p.m. Period. And the last one? Exercise. Don't get me wrong, exercise is fantastic for you, but a super intense workout late at night, it floods your system with adrenaline and cranks up your body temperature. Those two things are the exact opposite of what your body needs to do to wind down and fall asleep. So make sure you wrap up any of that really hard training at least 2 hours before you plan to hit the pillow. All right, this brings us to our final section, and honestly, this might be the most important takeaway of the whole explainer. It's not a tactic, it's a mindset shift. It's the real secret to all of this. You know, we always hear that high performance is a marathon, not a sprint. And it's so true. You just can't redline it 24/7 and expect to not burn out. Real, sustainable success absolutely requires real, sustainable recovery. They're two sides of the same coin. And this right here, this is the whole point. The key to a great night's sleep isn't about doing more. It's not another checklist of productive tasks to cram in before bed. No, it's about doing less. It's about what you don't do. It's about fiercely protecting your sleep from all the things that want to steal it. So I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. After everything we've gone through, what is the one thing you are going to stop doing starting tonight? What's that one change you can make to protect your recovery and finally start unlocking that potential you know you have? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.